Okay, so there is a new movie out called The Matrix Resurrection. So apparently they're reaching into their hat and pulling out franchises that have, you know, stable, fan bases, and they are rebooting them. So every single movie, as we know, we can't get any new, stories or franchises. No, we have to rely on old success. So, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm excited for this movie. I want to see a new Matrix movie, but not a reboot. Okay, which is clearly what this is. This is clearly just another reboot. Okay, they're using the same actors, and it's a regurgitation. So let's react to this and let's see what Hollywood has in store for us this time.
Thomas? You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
So why in the world does he have a full-blown beard? This doesn't look like Neo. This does not look like the same Neo in the Matrix. I mean, Keanu Reeves, he's become, I'm not knocking him as an actor. I mean, he's just become like this one-size-fits-all character, where whether he's playing John Wick or whether he's playing Neo, he's the same character. He's the same character, okay? And it's sad. They're not changing up his look. They're not making him look like Neo. They're making him look like, Keanu Reeves. Because there's more marketability towards that. Why is he not shaven? Why does he have long hair? Okay, regular people can't just walk around like this. They have to get a clean cut in order to keep a job. I mean, he looks homeless. He looks homeless. What is going on? Doesn't make any sense.
I'm crazy. We don't use that word in here.
Hi.
Have we met?
See, I told you they're going to reuse the same characters in the same story. This makes no sense. So they're basically negating the last 3 Matrix movies. How can you not know who she is? How can you be a Matrix fan and agree with this movie? How can you call yourself a Matrix fan and this movie's basically putting a middle finger, a giant middle finger towards all of the Matrix fans out there and saying that the last 3 movies, nope, they didn't happen. Oh, we're going to keep the same characters because they have marketability, but we're just going to scrap everything that happened in the last 3 Matrix movies. Nothing happened. They don't remember. It's no longer canon, just like Star Wars. They take the same characters and they ruin it, just like with The Force Awakens. They're going to take the same characters and they're going to ruin it exponentially. The characters won't act the same. I guarantee that. This Neo won't be the Neo from the original movies. He'll act completely different. This is ridiculous.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
And they replaced Morpheus. They replaced one of the best characters, one of the most iconic characters of the Matrix. They replaced him. They keep everybody else but Morpheus, the most popular character on the Matrix besides Neo. Makes no sense. So they just replaced him with a random middle-aged black guy. And we're just supposed to run with it and act like nothing happened. No, we want Matrix. We want Morpheus. The real Morpheus. Okay, this is ridiculous. And they're just going through scenes with different, like it's the same characters, but it's different actors and actors with different ages. Like what? We've already seen this. Either you're going to continue off, where you left off, or you're just going to make a movie that doesn't make any sense, which is what this is. This is a movie that makes no sense. People wanted a new Matrix, but we wanted a continuation of the last storyline. We wanted something that builds on the story, not just a Matrix movie, but a watered down version of the first movie, and a version that makes no sense, and the actors are like 30 years older. Come on. And they have to put in a red pill, blue pill scene, because that's one of the big takeaways from the first movie, or one of the most marketable, and I don't even like saying the word marketable because it just makes my stomach turn at this point. How can we get you to spend money? How can we're not making art, we're just selling you stuff. It's like one giant movie. Trailers aren't about entertainment or art anymore. They're about selling you stuff, selling you memorabilia. This is just a memorabilia right here. It's not about the artistic taste of the original. No. We gotta sell you these memorabilia, which is the scene right here.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
So they're basically making a reboot, keeping the same actors, but just retelling the story. Are you serious? Are you freaking kidding me? And how many? And I'm not even halfway through, and I'm already just picking this apart on how it's a bad movie. 683,000 lemmings that like this. Only 19,000.
You don't know me, no?
Oh my god. The CGI in the original Matrix that was made in the 90s looks better than this. Look at this. The CGI in the original Matrix looked better than this. Are you freaking kidding me? You can't be serious. And they're not going to be able to perform their own stunts because they're like in their 40s right now. So they don't move as fast and it won't be believable even if they do perform their own action scenes. It won't be exciting. So look at this CGI, obvious, blatant CGI on such a simple jump. In the original Matrix, they use wires on scenes like this. Now they just CGI it. The director's like, screw it. We have computers now that can render. So we'll just make fake looking CGI instead of actually making quality films. So look at this. You can tell that's not a real person. It doesn't move realistically, especially towards the end of the jump. It's fake garbage, man. It's fake. It looks fake. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. How they fake everything. Can't make real effects. In the 90s, it looked better. More people liked the Matrix, the old Matrix movies, because it looked authentic. It looked real. The acting was quality. The effects were quality. It was like the Star Wars of the 90s, of the next generation, because the effects were that groundbreaking. The plot was that groundbreaking. You can't reboot that. You can't reboot the freaking movie of the century. No. You're just coming in and you're destroying the legacy of probably one of the top 10 greatest movies of all time. If not the best of all time. Debatably. And we get fake, crappy, dumbed down story that's on the S or on the same level as The Force Awakens, where they just reuse old actors, reuse old storylines, and add a fresh coat of social justice warrior, dumb down, drop it down a few IQ points, a good 30, 40 IQ points, and sell it to the dumbed down masses. This isn't the Matrix. This is not the Matrix at all. And if you think this is the Matrix, you're not a real fan. You're not a real fan. You can't call yourself a Matrix fan and think this is, on par with the Matrix movies. Even the worst one, even Matrix Reloaded or Matrix, the third Matrix, it's not going to, capture the same spirit, the same deep thinking quality as those films. It won't. It won't even reach it, because Hollywood has changed. The business model has obviously changed. They don't want deep thinkers. They don't want quality films. They don't want realistic story, realistic acting, movies that make you think. Now, the ultimate bottom line now in Hollywood is to sell you garbage. Garbage. This looks like garbage. Come on. This makes absolutely no sense. I'm trying to, take in the plot on what's going to happen during this film, but it just looks like a watered down retelling of what we've already seen in The Matrix. We got watered down Morpheus. We've got a watered down Neo. We got watered down Trinity. Watered down special effects. Look at that character in the background. Doesn't even look real. It's probably CGI. Oh my god. Oh my god. In the original Matrix, when they had that helicopter scene with the helicopter crashing into the building, they used practical effects for that. A lot of people think it's CGI. No, it was practical effects. That's why it holds up today. That's why a lot of old movies hold up today. Actually, that's why a lot of new movies, like movies made past like 2000, they don't hold up. Why? Because they use CGI. And it's way cheaper. I think it's like 10 times cheaper to use CGI. So of course they're going to cut corners. And if they're lazy, or if they're in a time crunch, or if they just want to make maximum profit as possible, they will use CGI. They will use CGI. They don't care about their end product. In simple action scenes like this, they have to pull out the old CGI. They can't use wires anymore because that's too much work. That means we'd have to actually choreograph stuff. That means we'd have to actually use timing, train our actors. No, we're just gonna use CGI every 10 seconds. Ha ha ha, make so much money. That's literally what they're doing. Let's be honest. And this is not Morpheus. This is not Morpheus. I don't know who this guy is, but if you're trying to pass him off as Morpheus, as if he's Morpheus, he's not. He's not.
After all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Oh, we gotta see the Matrix in our trailer, just to remind people that this is still the Matrix. It's not a bad, this doesn't look like the Matrix. You would not have thought this was a Matrix film if they didn't say that at the end. If you just showed this to some random person and said, watch this trailer, and you're a Matrix fan, ignoring these things right here, you would not know what the heck the storyline is. Let's be real. This is not a Matrix film. It's not a Matrix film. They're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin its legacy, just like they ruined Star Wars' legacy permanently. Permanently just destroyed. Just like how, what's it called? The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker ruined Star Wars forever. Star Wars will never have that high status of the ultimate franchise or the ultimate aspiring, telling of a story. It will never have that prestige in filmmaking and in cinema and in entertainment anymore. Why? Because they ruined it. And I think they're doing this on purpose. Has anybody ever, noticed that they're not even trying to make good films? Like, not one good reboot, not one good remake. They're all bad. And if they're not bad, they're mediocre at best. You're telling me it's easier than ever to write stories, to write scripts? People have the tools, people have the resources. High definition cameras are accessible to millions of people, and this is the best we can come up with? Really? Are you serious? This is a no-go for me. This is a no-go. I will stay at home. I will keep my money in my pocket, and I will just watch the originals, because this is not the Matrix. This is a cash grab.